Hey, history buffs! Today we're diving into one of the most significant and turbulent events of the 20th century, the partition of India and Pakistan. Buckle up, because this is a tale of politics, power, and a controversial British strategy known as divide and rule. So, let's set the stage. It's the 1940s. British colonial rule over India is crumbling under pressure from a growing independence movement. After World War II, Britain is weakened and simply doesn't have the resources to maintain control over its vast empire. They decide to grant India independence, but there's a huge dilemma. How to manage the deep-seated religious tensions between Hindus and Muslims? Enter the British divide and rule strategy. For centuries, the British had been exploiting India's diverse society to maintain their dominance. By pitting Hindus against Muslims, they kept the local population divided and easier to control. This tactic wasn't new. It was a classic colonial playbook move used to prevent any unified uprising against British rule. Fast forward to 1947. The British announce their plan to leave India, but there's a catch. They decide to split the country into two: India, predominantly Hindu, and Pakistan, predominantly Muslim. The idea was to create separate nations to ease communal tensions. But the reality was far more complex and tragic. The partition led to one of the largest and most violent mass migrations in history. Around 15 million people were uprooted from their homes, forced to cross new borders based on their religion. Families were torn apart, and communities that had coexisted for centuries were suddenly divided. The violence was horrific, with an estimated 1 to 2 million people losing their lives in the ensuing chaos. So why did the British take this drastic step? Historians argue that it was a combination of their divide and rule policy and a hasty, ill-planned exit strategy. By dividing India, they believed they could prevent a unified front that might challenge their remaining interests in the region. But in doing so, they left a legacy of conflict and division that still affects India and Pakistan today. In the end, the partition of India and Pakistan wasn't just about drawing borders. It was about the culmination of colonial tactics and the rushed decisions of a fading empire. And it's a stark reminder of how political strategies can have deep, lasting impacts on millions of lives. Thanks for watching. If you enjoyed this deep dive, hit that like button, and don't forget to subscribe for more fascinating historical insights. Until next time, stay curious.